Cup before. Rob, you'll know a little bit more about him than those of us who follow the World Cup Series do. What have we got to look forward to here with Gavin?
Oh, Gavin's probably got a personal best of over 55 metres. I think from memory in last year's Australian Nationals that were held in Townsville, he came third in the men's jump, I think it was. So he trains very hard. He lives in Mildura. He does balance, like a number of these skiers do, working and family life with his passion for water skiing. And here he comes for his opening jump. Now, the ramp's at 6 feet high. He's going to want to generate heaps of speed. Now, Gavin McMillan, straight off the bat, very aggressive, but just kind of missed his kick a little on the ramp. He crushed it out. Crushed, as we call it, is just bending your knees and your upper body rather than extending. So he wasn't 100% comfortable as he hit the base of that ramp. Took it safely, skewed a little through the air. So whatever the distance comes through, Des, plenty of room for improvement for Gavin McMillan, but he only has one more crack.
Looks like 37-1 and jump number one. 37-1 and jump number one for Gavin McMillan.
Well, that shows that he had plenty of speed because he really didn't get too much out of the ramp. So he can definitely build on that. So what he would like to do, I would think get the same sort of speed into the bottom and this time extend right through the ramp, extending his body, his legs, and just maximising the lift on the ramp and hopefully carrying him well in excess of 40 metres because he's going to need every inch of it with the quality of this field.
Absolutely, Rob. And to all the boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen in Mandurah today watching what's going on the water, well, you've timed it perfectly. You are watching the men's finals in the jump event. This is the Ayers Water Skiing Wakeboard World Cup. It's the first time we've ever brought the World Cup Series to Australia. We've had 33 stops around the world, and we will be back here for each of the 4 years, including this year. So really looking forward to this. On the water, Gavin McMillan from Australia. He's the first one out with a distance of 37.1, and we're waiting now for his final distance coming up.
And as you said, Des, well, the World Cup has been in close proximity to the pyramids. It's been near the Great Wall of China, but I'd rank Mandurah along with any of those. It's probably more pleasant hanging around in Mandurah.
Very, very special. So, Rob, eyes on the water. He's got 37.1 metres on the board already. Rob, what can he do on jump number two?
Okay, so I'm picking that he'll go in about the same spot, generate the same speed, but this time he wants to get the lift. And Gavin McMillan from Australia. Oh, he extends.
Wow!
That's got to be bigger. Oh, an improvement on his second. Well, when the pressure was on, Gavin McMillan stepped up to the plate. Good-looking jump for the Australian. Just waiting on the distance to come through. Well done, Gavin, as he makes his way back to the shore. A good opening set there. He only had two approaches, and Gavin McMillan made the most of the second of his two jumps.
Yes, well, we're starting off now with 40.5 on the board. We've already broken the 40-metre barrier. Well done, Gavin McMillan. 40.5 on the board. Everyone now has to jump further than 40.5, or we're going to see Gavin on the podium later on. Stephen Moss is next, also from Australia. Well, let's see if Stephen can now break this. Rob, what do you think?
Well, I think in terms of standard of jumper, probably Gavin and Stephen are fairly close. The thing for Stephen, which could probably give him a little bit of extra motivation, he is from Western Australia. He trains just up the road at Bonnie's, and I think he's going to grab this opportunity with both hands, the chance to compete in World Cup. So I think Mossy's going to really try and put one out there. But Gavin McMillan set the mark, 40.5.
Okay, here we go now. He's got to do better than 40.5. Just going down to the far end where those beautiful restaurants and apartments and private homes are located. Just behind those, you've got literally hundreds of the most magnificent homes with beautiful, big, expensive boats moored at almost at the hall door as we bring Stephen Moss from Australia back into the arena. 40.5 for Gavin McMillan. That's the score to beat. He's first off the dock. 15 men chasing this Mandurah gold medal title. Here he comes, Rob. Stephen Moss, Australia.
Okay, 15 men chasing the title, and among them being the world's best in this field. So we've really got an awesome field as Stephen Moss pushes hard on that left ski. He's going to try and get as wide as he can. He gets that pendulum whipping effect into the base of the ramp. He wants to maximise the speed. Here comes Stephen Moss, Australia. Crouches and kicks off the top. A good opening leap there from Stephen Moss, Australia. That was good stuff, Des.
Nice stuff. It won't be the best one. It won't be better than 40.5, but it was a lovely opening jump from this young man, Stephen Moss.
Well, he had a reasonable amount of speed. He was nice and low, but then he got that great extension through the ramp and floated through the air. So a good opening approach there from Stephen Moss, and still one jump to come.
Well, the significance of this, Rob, is that he's just jumped 37.8 on his opening jump. Now, Gavin McMillan jumped 37.1. So on that basis, Stephen Moss, he's warmed up a little better than his buddy Gavin has. Let's see now, can he get beyond 40.5 on his second jump? Magnificent attempt there from Stephen Moss.
Well, I think it's fair to say, Des, that most of the jumpers will probably improve on their second because they'll get a feel for the conditions, they'll adjust their timing, they'll do what they need to do. I'll use the word tweaking things, and so the second should be the longest of the two. Obviously won't be the case on all of our competitors, but I think it's what we should expect. So whatever we see on the first, they'd be looking to improve on the second. So 37.8 sets a good mark for Stephen Moss and gives him plenty of room to improve.
Well, looking down the dock area, we can see a lot of the big names in our sport. Jimmy Seamers, Adam Settlemeyer, Ryan Green from Australia will be heading out there shortly. I saw Alex Loretano strolling out there a few minutes ago. She can relax now and enjoy this gorgeous sunshine in Mandurah. We haven't seen the Dolphins yet today. It's about this time of the day when they come in, but eyes on the water right now. But he's the second jumper off the dock. Stephen Moss from Australia. He's got 37.8 on the board already. Rob, here he comes. Final jump.
Okay, pushes hard on that left ski. Tries to get nice and wide. Now he's going to have a lot of speed into the bottom of the ramp. Can he carry it through the ramp? And he does. Well, I'm not sure if he had the speed of the first one, and he did extend once again, but I'm not sure if that's going to be an improvement on that first jump, Des. But he has 37.8 on the board, but he's chasing 40.5 metres. But more importantly, it is a seeded order on world rankings, and our best jumpers are jumping last. And of course, the last jumper will be none other than Freddy Krueger, world champion and world record holder. So this World Cup brings the world's best men's water ski jumpers to this final round, and with the jump of, I think it's 37.8 coming through.
Yeah, that was the
for
longest
Stephen
one. His second one, Rob, was 36.1. So that first one becomes his longest. So in the lead, Gavin McMillan hangs on to the lead with 40.5. Oh, by the way, we have a special message here. Brad and Kev, it looks like Delu, please Meet your dad by the tree near the toilets right now. Right now, kids, your dad is worried about you. So, Brad and Kev, would you please go over to the big tree right beside the toilets right now? Your dad needs you. He's a bit worried. He thinks he's lost you. Get over there, please. We'll see if that works out for you. Let us know if it doesn't. But Joel Wing is on the dock next. Rob, are you allowed to talk about your son on the dock?
Oh, I guess I can. Well,
go for it.
He started to ski down to the northern end of the course, but basically, Des, he's an Aussie, so hopefully the crowd will be right behind him. He actually jumped a personal best at Moomba Masters, which was only last week, so he's sort of striking a bit of form. So I guess from the family perspective, looking forward to see if he can put a big one out there today.
Well, well capable of it. He's the Australian overall champion, Australian Open Slalom champion, Australian National Tricks record holder 2000. 11. He's an extraordinary talent, and here he comes in now to show us what he can do. 40.5 is the distance to beat. Rob, let's see what happens on jump number 1. Here he comes, Australia's own Joel Wing.
Okay, starting on the counter cut, pushing out nice and wide. Just eyeing off the ideal place to start. Timing's going to be very important for these guys today. Edges in, and he's not happy with the approach, so Joel lets go of the rope, skis around the ramp, and that will count as one jump. So he only has one jump to come, Des. So in this two-jump format, it really puts the pressure on, but at least he's had a look, he's had a feel for the conditions, he can adjust his timing, but he's really got to go over the jump on the next one, or he's in trouble.
Rob, look what's happening behind us here. You know, there's a huge festival going on behind us here. Such a choice of various extreme activities to enjoy. What right now we're focused on what's happening on the water. We've got a 40.5 from Gavin McMillan. We've got a pass now in this opening attempt by Joel Wing from Australia. Look at those bikes fly in the air right behind us. That is stunning. A trio over the ramp. Wow.
Well,
Makes some great camera shots.
I think for the uninitiated,
Oh.
it makes you wonder, like, who's the craziest, the jumpers or the freestyle motocrossers? They're all flying through the air for 30 and 40 metres. It's very
stunning.
spectacular stuff.
So Joel Wing out in the water there. He's got a lot of pressure on him right now, Rob. When you've passed, as you rightly said, on jump number 1, and it's all down to jump number 2, and that's the only one that's going to count, that really does build up the pressure. Do you absolutely go gangbusters and maybe not make it, not crash on landing or whatever, or do you pull back a little? I don't know what I do in that situation.
Well, on one hand, it's all or nothing, but on the other hand, he's had that opening approach that he just wasn't happy with, so he did the right thing. He released the handle, skied around the jump, so he can go back to that first approach, use that experience, and really he should know exactly what to do on the second. He won't be second guessing. He'll know exactly where to start the approach, and he'll take that on board and hopefully up and over. And from his point of view, Gavin McMillan 40.5, but there's plenty of jumpers still to come. You're going to have to be pushing up around 50, I think, today at least.
I think so, yeah. I just see coming out of the water in front of us here, Moy Tavares, Igor Morozov is just cooling off in the water. Igor will be out in the water a little later on. Okay, pulling out wide now. Rob, take us over this. Joel Wing, all or nothing on this jump.
I think it's a wider start, so he's going to have maybe even more speed. Can he hang on to it? And Joel pops up through
beautiful
the air. He crashes over the front. Decent sort of a jump.
Oh.
I'm having trouble estimating the distance, but looked pretty good when he was going through the air.
Rob, I think we might have a new leader there. He had all to do on that last one. Coming back to the dock, Joel Wing. Oh, yes, he has. 43.7. We have a new leader. It is Joel Wing from Australia in the lead. 43.7. Well done, Joel.
Well, as I said about putting that first one down to experience, it seemed like he moved out a little wider. So he was much more happy with the position where he started his approach, and that did turn into distance because 43.7, our new leader. So Gavin McMillan slides into second place with a 40.5 metre jump, and Joel Wing moves into the lead with a 43.